Welcome back to the Secret Underground Lair. Today, just going to be a short video, but we're starting to work on the rotisserie that'll turn this pedestal perfectly round. Smooth on, not round, but smooth on on all sides. So we'll even out all of these joints. And to do that, I'm going to use this some leftover 3/4 inch plywood. I've got a 1/2 inch metal shaft here, and I got some bushings and a couple stop collars. These are things that I've had lying around for probably decades, just looking for a project, and we found it. So, quick overview of what this thing is going to be. We're going to have 2 of these supports. I'll call them towers, one at each end of that shaft. There'll be a pillar on this side made up of 2 pieces of plywood. There'll be joins at the bottom and on the top, of course. There'll be some wings. There'll be some wings here to support the tower on either side, and I can clamp that down to the table. And there'll be a piece on the top of the tower where we'll mount the bedrail rotor sled. Between the towers, or between the 2 sides of the towers, will be a block which is adjustable. This will be a slot in the side of the tower that can move up and down and tightened with some wing nuts or some knobs like I have on our taper jig. So both sides of the tower will be able to be adjusted. That block will contain that little bushing, and the shaft will run from one side of one tower to the other tower. And of course, being at different heights, that presents the shaft on an angle. The goal being I want to be such an angle that the surface of our pedestal is now parallel to the top of the 2 towers where the bedrail rotor sled is going to be mounted. So the bedrail rotor sled will be able to slide back and forth on here. We'll be able to spin that shaft on our new rotisserie and even things out. And of course, being adjustable, we could accommodate almost any size that we want in terms of pedestal base. So, that's the plan. I'm going to start on making this portion of the tower. That's today's agenda. Alright, so there's our 4 pieces of tower cut. What I want to do now is route a 1/4 inch slot in this piece that will let us move the shaft up and down. So I got the Anaconda set up here. Hopefully we'll capture some of the dust. The router is terrible for this. I got our 4 pieces stacked up here, and I'm going to be running this through. I've marked where the center of the bit is on my fence, and marked where I want to start and stop on these pieces. So being in the center of the piece, set it on like so, tip it into the bit, and slide it along the fence. So I got 3 pieces with perfect slot cut in them like that. Unfortunately, a clamp slipped due to the vibration. I guess I didn't have it tightened down quite enough. And I wound up getting a not so perfect slot on this one. But it'll still be okay. We'll just use a bigger washer on this side. We should be all right with that. If it isn't, we'll make a new one. Okay, so that's the 4 outside parts of the pillars. Now I'm going to make the little bits that'll join the pillars together. Okay, I can now I could put the pillars together, But I'm going to wait until I have the wings cut because I want to be able to screw the wings on from the other side, from the inside. It'll be a little difficult to do that when the pillars are assembled. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm having second thoughts here. I had originally intended to just continue using this scrap wood here and kind of build a wing that would come off kind of like that. Do the same thing on the other side. But it occurred to me, I do have a bunch of leftover plywood, just 1/4 inch plywood, and I have some pretty hefty maple left over. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll use a piece of this maple to go across the base here like this. I want to make sure that I can support an 18-inch piece. So these would be probably about 20 inches long, this piece. And then I'll just use some plywood across the entire piece here. Knocking everything down. But fundamentally, getting a piece of plywood and cut that to be the wing, screwed into the back of the pillar itself and glued. And then this would also be, the plywood would be screwed into this. This goes right through into here. So I have a pretty secure structure. So I'm going to do that instead. But first I think I need a bite of lunch. And I'll probably have to come back to this tomorrow as I think about that for a minute. I do have, again, some errands to run this afternoon and some errands to run tomorrow. Yeah. So, short video today. I'll get back to this when I have a couple moments here and there over the next 2 days. I'll film that, and then probably on the third day from now we'll have another video out with some progress. But that's where we are. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Short video today. I'll see you on the next one.